freeze over. And then in the summer when it would thaw out, there'd just be tons of dead fish. He was a moron.
It's like, I turn the radio up. It's like, yeah, yeah. That's good. That's music. That's what I like. I'll tell you what, I like IKEA. Putting it together makes me want to take my girlfriend on a trip in a van.
Let's take a deeper look at the early days of Shane Gillis' stand-up comedy career. The first clip that we're going to see is in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. It's some of the earliest stand-up footage that we have from Shane Gillis. This is from an old YouTube burner account that he created and was found on the internet. Let's take a look and see how good he is, and then we'll talk about it.
Yeah. Yo, shout out Creep Records. Sick, dude. I don't think I've ever been in a record store. It's fucking cool. It's like Blockbuster of music. It's just a dying fucking industry. You guys sell vapes and shit though, so that's cool. I'm rarely in a store that I'm just so confident I hate every single person that shops here. We got Frisbee over by the cool fucking... by the weed posters, there's one of the Frisbees on. We're all like in our 30s. I'm just trying to get in a fight right now, dude. I'm just sick. I just knocked out some fucking hipster. Sublime. Sublime, dude. They're a Dalmatian. No, I don't know. It's funny to talk about fights because it's such a fucking douche thing to do. Like, yo, I'm the fucking man in fights. But I am. Unfortunately, the thing that sucks, I'm undefeated in fights. Never lost. But it's not like I win in a cool way. Like, I have weird strength. It used to be called something different. Now we're all woke. So it's weird strength now, until they take away my right to say weird. But no, so I mean I have that kind of strength, so no fight I get in is ever fucking cool. This is what that means. I've never lost a fight, but I've also never not cried in a fight. That's every fight. Every fight is just me getting punched in the face first, and then I cry, and I have one move. I just cry and walk straight at the person. Why would you hit me? And then I squeeze him as hard as I can. That's the only move I have. It's just, we could have been best friends, you fucking idiot. And I cry as hard as I can. Which sucks, because when you win a fight, you want to be like, yeah, dude. Like, I've won fights at parties and been like, in your head, you're like, if you win a fight at a party, maybe you'll get some pussy. People will think you're cool, but no chick wants to fuck that guy. No chick's like, oh man, you see that Shrek who cried? Who's that Shrek over there that cried and squeezed that guy? He just walked right at him like an Irish Frankenstein. Yeah. Oh, that's all my fights. I got in a fight in North Carolina. I played college football very briefly. I quit, but when I was still playing, so I was big at the time. I'm big now, but I was like 6'3", 300. I was benching 350, dude. I was fucking. So imagine that Frankenstein move. Bench 350. I'm like, oh god, fucking murder me. But we were watching my friends fight, and I played on the football team, so we would fight like the townies. And it was Division I, so all my friends were just jacked black dudes. It was pretty fucking sick. And we would just beat the shit out of these people. It was like Burlington, North Carolina. They were all white trash. And I was standing next to this dude watching my friend fight, and I definitely was just scratching my ass. Or so I was just reaching behind me, and this guy thought I was reaching for a gun. And just right next to me just socked me in the fucking mouth. And this was the coolest thing I've done. I chugged my beer and slammed it. And I was like, you're gonna have to hit it any harder than that. I just went in the full fucking... And I grabbed him, and I remember he fell perfectly. Like, he fell... he fell sitting, facing that way. Like, he fell sitting right here, and I just grabbed him by his hair and fucking... People had to pull me off. They hit me! And then the last fight I got in was at Penn State, and this guy... I was at a party. I was at a college party when I was out of college, which is fucking sick. And I was with my friends, and my one friend, who's a shit talker, was like, he just was like, this kid's talking shit on you, dude. He's trying to fight you. And I was like, no, he's not. Like, he definitely wasn't. He was just sitting there. And he was like, then that guy just stood up and was like, what the fuck if I am, dude? Like, what are you gonna do? And so I was like, well, then we'll fight. We'll definitely fight. And he was so little. That's another thing. I've never fought anyone my size. So I'm bragging about being undefeated, but I only fight people I'm definitely gonna beat the fuck out of. That's the rule. You never fight a wrestler, and you always fight someone you're definitely gonna beat. Like women. I'm also undefeated against women. Actually, that's not true. My fucking sister's here. She used to fuck me up. She's 7 years older than me. She played college basketball. She fucked me up. And then in 5th grade, I just beat the shit out of my sisters. Took it out on them. Classic Spears, dude. That's funny. One time, my sister, she's here. She lost a game in basketball her senior year. And I was talking shit. I was like, you guys fucking suck. At the dinner table, and my dad was like, all right, square up, finish it. And we cleared out the living room table, and my sister and I boxed. Just bare knuckle fucking box. And she fucking rocked me. I was gonna kill. I was like, I don't want to hit her back. And she was pissed, yeah. Katie's here. She also got drunk and punched me in the face over a game of Scrabble. Thanksgiving Day, she punched me in the forehead. Just a jab in the forehead. What a fucking loser. How old were you at that point? You were old, dude. You trying to lie about that. You were like 30. You were 30 and wasted at Aunt Kay's house. In Gillsburg, PA. Right after the archery contest. But what was I saying about North Carolina? Or no, Penn State. So this kid, I just took him outside. He started stretching like a kickboxer. He started doing leg shit, and he was like, I'm the fucking state champion kickboxer. He was like 120 pounds. Like, I was like, dude, I don't care what fucking karate you know. I'm just gonna grab you. I'm gonna fucking grab you. I'm gonna fuck you up. Don't do this. And he kept stretching. I remember he had dog tags on. So that's the type of fucking douche this guy is. Not a soldier. I'm not hating on the troops. He just had dog tags. Shout out Peggy. Forgot you have dog tags. That's funny. But so we walk outside, and I just walked at him and grabbed him and held him. And there was like a waist-high wall in this person's backyard. And I was just holding him over it. And he was like, okay, dude, okay. Like, he just immediately quit. And then I was like, all right, man, chill. And I let go of him. And from his back, he fucking punched me in the face. And I was like, what? And then I held him and did that thing where I freaked out. I held him with one hand and punched. And I broke his nose. There was blood everywhere. It was fucking sick. It was fucking sick. And then I blacked out. I got drunk. And I woke up in bed next to this girl. And I had blood on my hands. I was like, you want to hook up? And she was like, ew, gross. All right. But yeah, none of my fights are cool. My dad has cool fights. My dad's a fucking animal. My dad grew up in a creek, on a creek. Basically in it. The Conneaguina in Mechanicsburg, Pennsylvania. Like how many brothers do you have? 4? They're all fucking savages. They're all huge, too. They're all huge, jacked fucking idiots. And it was a weird way they lived. Like, it was a white trash, like, compound of people. And they had cats. There were cats everywhere. There were too many cats. And their horse one time squashed a cat. And got in there. And my dad one time, he said he started a lawnmower and there was a cat in it. There were fucking cats everywhere. There were so many cats that my grandpa put them all in a bag and threw them in the creek. And then they hit the dam and broke open. And several of the kittens crawled back to the house, and he was like, all right, these ones can stay. These are tough fucking cats. Which is a great story. But this story, this is a fucking weird story. They had a cow that they killed and ate. It was like my dad's pet. He cried and ate it. So yeah, my dad's tough. I grew up in a nice house and just played video games all the time. My dad grew up like just a moron. He wanted to grow fish in their pool over the winter. You would catch fish from the creek and put them in the pool, and it would freeze over. And then in the summer, when it would thaw out, there'd just be tons of dead fish. He was a moron. Oh my god, his stories are fucking hilarious. But this was a different time. Like, he had to fight other kids at the Knights of Columbus picnic. He remembers being like 4th grade having a fist fight for the dads. But, no, he got in a fight one time. My uncle Frank, he's the oldest, and he's the only one that's not huge and jacked. He's like a normal guy. But, I mean, he's still a fucking psycho. Like, he went to Notre Dame, he left Notre Dame, he went to the Marines in Vietnam, and then left, and came back and became a prison warden. He's a fucking animal. And this is how funny it is, because he's been in prisons his whole life. So, like, he talks like a black guy from the 70s. So, I'll see him. Like, what's up, Holmes? I'm like, all right. You job-ass motherfucker. I'm like, all right. Like, my cousin Jeff caught him bench pressing in the garage listening to Ghetto Boys. He's like 68. It was fucking hilarious. So, he at the time, he was a volunteer firefighter in Steelton, Pennsylvania. And, he would be like a first responder. So he had what is it called, a scanner? And he would take calls and he would get to the fire first. So he got a call once and he raced over there to get it. These people said there was a house fire. And he got there and it was just just 4 fucking idiots. And it was a motorcycle that had caught fire that they just put out with a garden hose. It was a tough sentence. Yeah, shout out fucking Hacker Spore. Munich Gold. Yeah, do you want the beer the Nazis drink? Here it is, guaranteed. It says since 1417. This beer's been through a ton. Been through the Protestant Reformation, the Holocaust. This beer went through that. So my Uncle Joe gets there. Sorry, I'm going over. It'll be quick. I'll wrap it up. My Uncle Joe gets there, and it's just a fucking shitty motorcycle that was on fire. They put it out with a garden hose, and he was like, all right, well, now I need to use your phone, you fucking idiots. And they're like, all right, you can come use your phone. He's inside, and he's talking shit on the guys that called. He called the fire department. He was like, hey, don't rush through the city to get here. Like, don't speed through the fucking city. This is just a bullshit fire. These fucking morons. Set. This is something. And while he's talking shit on these guys, calling them fucking morons, one of them just sucker punches them and knocks them out in their kitchen. Just knocked out my uncle. And they obviously went on his way. He went home and he was like, well, he was all fucked up. He got home and he saw my dad, and I guess he told my dad what had happened. So my dad was like, fuck that shit. We're getting the boys. We're going to these fuckers' house. We're going to fuck them up. So my dad and 3 of his friends, one of them had a broken arm, which is funny. So a cast on his arm. They get in the car and they drive over to this guy's house and they kick the door open, and it's just a family. They got the wrong house. It's just a family watching TV. So, like the kids were on the floor, it looked nice. They're like, where the fuck is he? They're like, oh, they live next door. So they're like, oh shit. All right, thank you. And then they kick in those guys' door, and he said they were just sitting on the couch. So him and his 4 friends just started beating the shit out of these 4 guys, just while they're in their living room. And then, like the guy with the cast was hitting them with the fucking cast. And then one of the guys pulled out a gun. So then my dad and his friends ran. Like just ran. He said they ran right through the fucking screen door, which is funny. But while they were running out, one of my dad's friends was like, "We're gonna burn your fucking house down, you asshole." And the neighbors whose house they broke into called the fire department. And my Uncle Joe got the call. Uncle Frank got the call. Then, I'm running long, baby. Fuck it. A couple years later, my dad is going to buy a 6-pack in a bar in Steelton, and he notices those 4 guys that the house they broke into were playing pool, and he was like, I remember seeing them through the fucking the mirror behind the bar, and he was like, they noticed me, but he was using his brother Joe's fake ID, and their brother Joe's like, he's the biggest, strongest, but he's the only nice one. Like he went to the Naval Academy for football. Like he's a big guy, but he's kind of a weird pussy. He's into Ancestry now. But he was a jacked monster, and he was a sweet guy. So my dad gives the bartender his ID, gets the fuck out of there. Apparently those guys went up to the bartender and were like, "Who the fuck was that?" And the bartender was like, "That was Joe Gillis. He gave him my uncle's ID." So then a couple weeks later, my dad's with his brother Joe. And his brother Joe's back from college, and he's like, "Oh, I got a notice from the post office. Hopefully it's my college yearbook." He's all excited. And then he gets to the post office. It was a summons for breaking and entering and assault. Got charged with assault. And then, dropped because they were like, "Who the fuck's that?" Anyway, that's it. You guys are great. Fuck yeah. 6, 1, 2 records. See you guys.
So now that we've seen that, we can tell that Shane Gillis, even back in 2018, still had the same cadence he has today, still makes the same jokes. Honestly, he's just as funny as he ever was. There was nothing that told me that he was younger besides he looked a little bit younger. His jokes were the same. His comedy was the same. Just as funny as ever. Very, very, very impressive from Shane Gillis. So this next clip we're going to see is another one of the earliest pieces of Shane Gillis stand-up that we've seen. It's on Comedy Central. It's very clear that this is very early Shane Gillis. He got this chance from Comedy Central to do a little 6-minute spot, and he did a pretty good job. It wasn't as funny as his first clip, but let's take a look at it.
This was killing it. People back home see me, they're like, "What's your fucking secret?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm just hanging out, man. It's mostly hang out." And then, I don't know, I moved to Philly first. I lived in Philly for like 2 years. Yeah, go Birds. And then, but it was funny because I moved like from a white trash town to Philly like right during the presidential election. you pussies. No, but it was funny because that was a big jump. I went from like an all white trash town to the city where now all my new friends were like real woke. And that was like, because if this was my hometown, someone could just walk in here in full camouflage and sit down, and you'd be like, "That's a fucking good outfit." You trying to get pussy in here tonight, dude? Come on, man. You're going full camo at Clusterfest, all right? Like everybody I grew up with listens to country music, and I don't, but I get it. Like I understand why white people like it. Like you can relate to it. You can understand all the lyrics. You don't need to Google what a nay-nay is. I don't know if you know this, every country song's just about exactly what a white guy's doing at that moment. It's like, I turn the radio up. It's like, yeah, fuck yeah. That's good. That's music. That's what I like. I get it. You can relate to it. I ride around, I listen to rap. That's all I listen to. I can't relate to one fucking song. I just ride around by myself, bob my head, just like, I beat the pussy up. It's like, I don't know if I beat it up. Like, I'm like, I'll shadowbox the pussy. I've never knocked it out. Everyone's knocking out pussies. I've never knocked it out. I'm more like Floyd Mayweather with the pussy. Very technical. Very defensive. That's all I listen to. I just ride around, listen to people brag about how good they are at sex. I don't think I've ever made a girl make a sound with my dick. Except like when I lay on them at first and they're like, that's it, just, oh, Jesus, mister. Yeah, good. So that's where I'm from. And then I moved to the city. And here, let me lose you again real quick. It was right during the presidential election. And it was funny because all my friends went from like white trash to, like I said, woke. And they were all like, did you guys all vote Democrat? Did anybody here vote? Do you guys remember how like confident you guys were? Going into that last one? You remember that? A little borderline arrogant going into that. All right. Don't let it cost you again. No, relax. I did not vote for him. Yeah, fuck yeah. No, I actually did not vote for him, which that was tough. Look at me. His whole campaign was at me. I was watching TV, he was like, "Are you a fucking fat idiot?" I was like, "Yeah, dude. Yeah, what are we doing? What the fuck are we doing, dude? We're building walls? Hell yeah." I took skull out of my mouth to come up here. And I didn't vote for Donald Trump. Makes me like the Nelson Mandela of central Pennsylvania. I don't know. You guys are all right. I want you guys to know, though, I do have black friends. No, it's nice having black friends when the rest of your friends are just fucking goofy white guys. It's nice. You get some outside perspective, some advice. You just gotta be careful of the advice you take from your black friends when it comes to, like, sex. When you look like Uncle Buck, it doesn't translate. Like, this is the advice my friend gave me when I went on a date with this chick. He was like, "Hey, yo, Shane, you don't want to go too deep in the pussy. She's always going to want the dick." I was like, you're worried about depth? Like, depth is a problem? I didn't even know they had depth. I'm just happy to be there. You're worried about, like, depth is an issue? He was like, "You don't want to give her the whole dick." I'm like, "That's all I have." What are you talking about? I've never been, like, halfway in and been like, "Oh, oh. You gotta earn the rest of this dick." It's insane. Depth? That's crazy. I'm worried about, like, the noises I'm making. Like, I just sound like a shitty ghost the whole time. Just like, it's almost done. Depth. Or my face? You ever worry about your face when you're fucking? Don't do it. Don't think about how dumb you look. You'll end up looking like a fucking psycho trying to look handsome the whole just. It's worse for me if I let it go. Like, if I just let my face go during sex. Like, I look like Brandon Dassey from Making a Murderer the whole just. The girl's down there, she's like, "Did you do it?" I'm like, "I don't know." Yeah.
So now that you've seen that, it's pretty good. It's not extremely funny, but I mean, it's still Shane Gillis regardless, and we can all appreciate that. And now this last clip was from between 2020 and 2021, whenever he did a very, very impressive improv spot. I've heard him talk about it on other podcasts before about how hard it was to do, but honestly, this is probably some of the funniest material that you've ever heard. I cannot play all of it, but I will link it down in the description. Stand-up comedy that you've probably never seen before, so just take a look.
I've come down with a severe case of melancholy. Don't do inside stuff, but yes, it's a funny way to say you're depressed. SNL! I knew that was coming. Here's SNL right away? Yes. It's me. I was fired from SNL. Actually, not for the reason you heard. It's because I'm terrible at improv, and this is gonna be bad. whatever. It was my guy, dude. You see him drop a couple LBs, show back up, everyone was like, oh! There's videos of him riding a horse, which is about as funny as it gets. I rode a scooter here, and I probably looked like a fat guy on a horse. There's something about when somebody's balance is that high off. It's just way up there. Yeah. I had no idea what this show was. What else? Italians? Italians are the last people we can be openly racist against. And that's gonna stop. And somebody's gonna... I was the last guy with Asians.
It is undeniable. This is some of the funniest stand-up content that we've seen from Shane Gillis. His Netflix special was pretty good. His YouTube special was obviously the best. But from these clips that you've never seen before, Shane Gillis is clearly one of the greatest stand-up comics. You see videos from people's early days, and they're not that funny. I mean, you can tell that they're hungry, but they're not that funny. Shane Gillis has this not caring, always laughing attitude where he's always excited about what he's doing. And clearly from these videos, it's very exciting to watch him. It's very cool to see his early stand-up clips, and I hope that more resurface so that we can talk about him and see early Shane Gillis. I mean, he's impressive and always funny. Thank you for watching. If you want more stand-up comedy content like this, please like and please subscribe. Thanks, guys. And now this last clip was from between 2020 and 2021, whenever he did a very, very impressive improv spot. I've heard him talk about it on other podcasts before about how hard it was to do, but honestly, this is probably some of the funniest material that you've ever heard. I cannot play all of it, but I will link it down in the description. This is probably the funniest piece of Shane Gillis earlier stand-up comedy that you've probably never seen before. So just take a look.
Watch Biden do anything, I get the same feeling as like, you ever go to a friend's house and they have like a 16-year-old dog and it walks in the room? And you gotta do that whole like, oh, hey, there he is. Just look at him, he's looking great. My favorite thing about Biden is anytime Biden finishes a speech, he transforms into a Roomba. Just... Tell you this, on a more serious note, this is something I'm dealing with in my life. I recently found out that the girl I'm dating, her ex is a Navy SEAL. That sucks. That sucks dick, dude. That's the worst ex of all time. I never even thought it. You want to feel insecure as a man? That's the worst. I never even thought of that one as like that could happen to me. I spent my whole life thinking, black guy, worst case on this. And by the way, I mean that with all due respect to the black community, dude. For real, I wish people feared my dick like that. I wish my dick struck fear into entire races. Nobody fears my dick, dude. Nobody fears my dick. Other than like women in parking garages, they... You get me in a parking garage, all of a sudden my dick's top of the food chain. See me lurking behind a pillar in there. Just with a GameStop bag. Nah, dude, Navy SEAL. It's a tough one. I do this thing, it's not a good thing, but whenever I'm dating a girl, I always talk shit on her exes. It's not a good look. Women don't respect it. Kind of makes me look like a bitch. I like it. I can't stop doing it. And normally it's easy. Normally it's like, what's your ex do? He's a fucking substitute teacher. It's weird he wants to hang out with kids like that bad. You know, like, this one's tough. This is a tough ex to make fun of. Just when I'm walking around the apartment all day, just fucking Navy SEALs. They're kind of pussies if you really think about it. You know what I mean? Like using night vision, sneaking up on guys. That's a fucking coward's way to fight, dude. You know who's actually brave? Al-Qaeda. That takes courage and bravery. Just in pajamas, throwing rocks at tanks. Heroic shit, dude. Just you and your boys going out. In flip-flops. You're all gonna get fucked up, dude. No training. Zero military training, dude. Those dudes, they had one set of monkey bars. That's what they all trained on. And they were proud of the monkey bars. You remember that video? You've seen them using the monkey bars. They filmed themselves using the monkey bars and then sent that tape out to the world like, not bad. I found this out from hanging out with my girlfriend. I didn't know that women watch porn now. Shame. No, I'm sorry. I'll say this about that. I think women watching porn's having a negative effect on all of us. You know what I mean? We can't both come into the bedroom thinking we can fuck like that. Have you fucked someone lately? It's just everyone thinks they're in a porn, dude. Every time you fuck a lady, you go, every dude's like, everyone, what are we doing? Stop. Belly to belly is pretty good. It feels the same. Everyone thinks they're a porn star. You're not, dude. Those are professionals. You're not good enough to fuck like that. First off, if you're a dude and you're good at sex, that's gay. I hate to break it to you, dude. That's a girl quality. No, I'm not saying it's bad women. I'm saying it was bad enough already when it was just men watching porn, coming into the bedroom with fucking ideas from shit that, you know what I mean? It was bad enough when it was just me coming in there. I watched a squirt tutorial earlier. She's like, I can't squirt. It's like, you all can squirt, actually. Some girl just forces herself to pee to get you to stop doing it. It's like, you did it, baby. Like, yeah, obviously I did it. Now, you can't do the cool moves you see in porn. Just do regular. You don't have to. You ever try them? You ever think you can? You ever try, like, cum in a girl's face? Not as cool. They're a lot less receptive in real life. That whole process is a fucking nightmare, dude. It's a disaster. It's just you, the girl you love's down there. You've been begging her for 3 months to try this. Finally, she's like, yeah, you can do it. You're like, yes. It's gonna be just like the videos I watch every day. That's my favorite part. Now you get to do it. You think it's gonna be awesome. It's not. It's just you up there, alone. It's cold. She's being nice. She's like, are you okay? Now you can feel it. You're like, all right, here it comes. This is going to be awesome. She's going to love this. As soon as it hits them, they freeze, dude. And then once it's on them, they like don't know how to move. You know what I mean? Like you ever put like socks on a cat? And then you feel bad because the cum's out of you and you realize what you've done. You feel terrible. You gotta pick her up off the ground. It's like the same energy as like when a toddler falls. You're like, come here, get up. You're all right. You're all right. You're all right. We'll never do it again. I missed the Trump speeches. Trump gave what I think was probably one of the greatest speeches of world leaders given. You know, it's got to be up there with like Churchill, Gettysburg Address. Anyway, for real though, it was my favorite speech I've ever seen a president give. It was the night the United States killed the leader of ISIS. Trump comes out of the Situation Room at like midnight in the White House, and he walks down that fucking tunnel like and gives a press conference like he's giving a post-game NBA just killed a guy press conference. He walks up in front of the entire world at midnight and just goes, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi is dead. He died like a dog. And a fucking That's all him, dude. I didn't change one word of that. That's what he opened with. And then he did 40 minutes. The speech is 40 minutes for no reason. It wasn't a prepared speech. He freestyled 40 straight. Not even a speech, just mean shit talk for 40. The meanest shit talk you've ever heard in front of the whole world. Abu. We could hear him crying. I said, Abu, don't cry. Abu. Let me tell you something. Abu cried. He cried quite a bit. I wouldn't have cried. Crybaby Baghdadi, that's what we were all calling it. Look, I love everything about that speech. I love it. I love thinking about Trump in the Situation Room, surrounded by generals watching watching special forces, watching those cocksucking Navy SEALs. Those mother. If I was in there, I'd be like, get out of there, Abu, run. They're great lovers. Don't let them get you. Ah, they got him. Ah, they're making him squirt. No! No! How can you do this? That's what we should do. Instead of 0 Dark 30 killing these guys, we should break in and have our special forces fucking whack them off in their own bed. That sends a pretty serious message, dude. Can you imagine that? Just 4 Navy SEALs holding your arms and legs. You're the only dude without night vision. No! Queer. They fly away on a helicopter. You just got jerked off in your own bed. You fucking jerked me off! You make me do cum! You know what I mean? Anyway. Yeah. Dudes with Down syndrome love women so much that, like, I've never been a believer of being gay as a choice, but I will say every dude I know that can't think fucking loves pussy. All right, I guess it's a keeper. All right, that's the end of that. That's where that should end. Look, I was talking earlier, I'm not a Republican yet, but I will say, I just want to see, like, for real, I don't care if they arrest him. If he loses the primary, let him debate, dude. Let him debate. All I want to see is him debate. Dude. I don't care. If he gets arrested, Hannibal Lecter him out to the fucking, just bring him on stage. Here's my idea, final debate of the year. Have one Republican candidate, one Democrat. Be like, all right, fellas, surprise third guest tonight. Fucking stone cold music, the glass shatters. He walks out, just, they're both gay. I mean, see how they handle that. I think it is actually important to see how the candidates handle that type of pressure of debating with Trump, dude, because so far none of them have been able to handle it. He literally, every debate, he just bullied whoever was up there. The only one who did pretty good in the debates against him was Biden, just because he had no fucking idea what was being said, which actually helped him. That worked out for him. Because Trump's whole thing is he tries to get in the other guy's head, dude. You can't get in Joe's head. Joe's not in there. Good luck, dude. Biden is Trump's kryptonite in a debate. He's literally perfect. You can't beat him. Because Trump tries to drag the other guy into like a shit-talking contest where he will win. He will win at that. He can't get Biden. He tries. Every debate he's trying so hard, and Biden's just... That's it, though. He tries. It's just, you're a loser. Your son did crack. And Biden's just, what? Like, damn, dude, that's actually a pretty good comeback. You might win this thing. I miss it. I miss the speeches with Trump. You remember that? We used to get 5 speeches a day when he was in office. Anytime you turn on the TV, that guy was giving another fucking speech. Live, dude. Be in front of a helicopter, scream, calling a lady a lesbian or something. This is gonna be a tough one to defend at work. But I'm gonna. Now it's sad. Now with Biden, we get like 1 speech every 3 months. And it's hard. He's like falls and shit. It's hard to watch. It's sad. I'm rooting for the guy. Obviously, I want things to go well, but it's hard to watch him do anything. Anytime I watch Biden do anything, I get the same feeling as like, you ever go to a friend's house and they have like a 16-year-old dog and it walks in the room? And you gotta do that whole like, oh, hey, there he is. Just look at him. He's looking great. My favorite thing about Biden is anytime Biden finishes a speech, he transforms into a Roomba. Just... There were literally people on the moon before Alabama had black guys in their secondary.
All right, we got. It's like a remake. That's all they make. They either make that. Remember?
All right, this guy I'm bringing on stage is so funny, he got canceled at the beginning of his career. Please welcome from Almost Saturday Night Live, Shane Gillis.
Hey.
I'm going to keep my comments brief.
All right.
Shane, you once did a joke that I love, and I hate making requests. I saw you do a joke about Donald Trump getting shot.
All right. Try to remember it.
He said he would die funny.
Yeah.
I don't know if he dies in the joke.
No. I said, of all the presidents, I think it's fair to say Donald Trump would be the funniest one to see get shot. Just because he'd be in the middle of a speech talking shit. Just, you're gay. The shooter would be coming at him and be like, sit down, get down. What a loser, get down, sit down. But just the noise he would make when he got hit, even if you love Donald Trump, it would be funny. As soon as he got hit, he'd be like, ah! But the rest of the joke, which is my favorite part that didn't really, a lot of people didn't like it, was Biden. I think Biden's the first president you could punch assassinate. You just walk right up to him and be like, Mr. President, how the fuck are you doing?
Dog. Hello, mình xin chào tất cả các bạn đã quay trở lại với kênh YouTube của mình trong buổi sáng ngày hôm nay. Xin cảm ơn các bạn đã dành thời gian theo dõi. Chúc các bạn mạnh khỏe, hạnh phúc và thành công trong cuộc sống. Trong video lần này, mình cũng giới thiệu với tất cả các bạn về cái sản phẩm của nhà xuất bản Giáo dục Việt Nam. Đó là những cái bức ảnh thẻ máy giặt để cho các bé được tìm hiểu về tất cả những cái đồ dùng dụng cụ của chúng ta bằng những cái bức ảnh thẻ mà mình đang cầm. Nhất là các bé có những độ tuổi ở 1 tuổi, 2 tuổi, 3 tuổi, để cho các bậc phụ huynh được hướng dẫn cho các bé để giúp cho các bé được phát triển những cái trí thức tư duy và kích thích được những cái tài năng, kỹ năng khi các bé được học hỏi, tìm hiểu về tất cả những cái đồ dùng dụng cụ của chúng ta bằng những bức ảnh thẻ mà mình đang cầm. Thì cũng giới thiệu với tất cả các bạn với những cái bức ảnh thẻ máy giặt thì nhà xuất bản Giáo dục Việt Nam thì cũng được làm cho chúng ta với cái nguyên liệu là được bằng cái giấy Jubine với cái hình dáng, mẫu mã, kích thước của bức ảnh thì cũng được làm cho chúng ta với cái chiều cao của bức ảnh là được 10 cm và chiều rộng của bức ảnh là cũng được làm cho chúng ta là 8 cm. Với các cái bề mặt của bức ảnh thì cũng được làm cho chúng ta với cái nước men, đó là men chống thấm nước, để khi các bé của chúng ta học có rớt nước lên trên những bức ảnh của chúng ta thì chúng ta lau cũng rất dễ, và cũng sẽ có cho chúng ta được những cái góc ở đây. Thì bạn thấy là với các góc của chúng ta thì cũng được làm cho chúng ta với các góc là được bo cái cạnh tròn, để khi các bé của chúng ta học tìm hiểu về tất cả những đồ dụng cụ của chúng ta thì cũng không sợ các góc vào chân vào tay, xước da xước thịt. Với các góc thì đã bo tròn. Thế còn là cũng giới thiệu với tất cả các bạn, khi các bậc phụ huynh của chúng ta có được những bức ảnh thẻ là chúng ta hướng dẫn cho các bé thì chúng ta không nên dở nhiều, chúng ta chỉ dở ít một để cho các bé học, thì các bé sẽ có cái sự tiếp thu tốt hơn. Như những ngày đầu các bé học bằng những bức ảnh thẻ thì các bạn có thể dở ra cho các bé được khoảng từ 40 đến 50 bức ảnh. Và khi chúng ta hướng dẫn cho các bé học là chúng ta phải cầm từng bức ảnh và chúng ta được dơ lên cho các bé để các bé nhìn, để cho bé được nhận diện với cái hình ảnh của chúng ta. Và chúng ta phải được nói lên tên cái sản phẩm của chúng ta. Chúng ta cầm cái bức ảnh máy giặt thì chúng ta phải giới thiệu với các bé là máy giặt. Với cái tủ lạnh thì chúng ta phải giới thiệu cho các bé là tủ lạnh. Hay cái giường, cái tủ, cái bàn, cái ghế của ta, bất cứ các bạn là cầm những bức ảnh nào thì các bạn phải giới thiệu cho các bé cái tên sản phẩm của chúng ta, và được cho các bé nhìn trực tiếp vào những bức ảnh của chúng ta để cho các bé được nhận diện với cái hình ảnh của chúng ta, thì các bé mới có được sự tiếp thu. Và chúng ta chỉ cần làm như vậy mỗi một ngày, chỉ cần từ 5 lần đến 10 lần trong một ngày thì các bé sẽ học thuộc cho chúng ta hết những cái số lượng ảnh mà các bạn đã dở ra cho các bé học. Thế còn khi các bé học xong thì các bạn có thể thu gom hết tất cả cái số lượng ảnh mà các bé học, và chúng ta sẽ kiểm tra trí thức của các bé bằng những cái cách là chúng ta sẽ tráo lần lượt và rút ra những bức ảnh thẻ bất kỳ và được dơ lên trước mặt các bé, và đố các bé đoán xem đó là bức ảnh gì. Tủ lạnh hay máy giặt chúng ta. Nếu như chúng ta thấy các bé đoán được đúng cái sản phẩm của chúng ta thì các bậc phụ huynh phải có cái tinh thần cổ vũ, động viên, như là vỗ tay, tới là hoan hô,